The Easter story is about God's love. He loves us so much that he gave us his one and only Son, Jesus. He loves us so much that he gave us Jesus to be with him forever. And he is our best friend forever and ever.
Resurrection egg number 1 is a palm branch. Jesus went to Jerusalem to celebrate the Passover. He rode into Jerusalem on a young donkey. A large crowd spread their coats and palm branches on the road. The people shouted, "Hosanna to the Son of David! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord! Hosanna in the highest heaven!"
Resurrection egg number 2. 30 pieces of silver. Judas, one of the 12 disciples of Jesus, went to the chief priests to betray Jesus to them. They gave him 30 pieces of silver.
Resurrection egg number 3 is a towel. During the Passover meal, Jesus got up, took off his outer clothes, and wrapped it in a towel around his waist. After that, he poured water into a large bowl and began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that was wrapped around him.
Resurrection egg number 4 is bread and wine. Jesus was eating the Passover meal with his 12 disciples. He took bread, gave thanks, and broke it, and gave it to his disciples, saying, "This is my body for you, given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." In the same way, Jesus took the cup and said, "This is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins." They all ate bread and drank from the cup.
Resurrection egg number 5 is the garden. After the Passover meal, Jesus went with his disciples to the Garden of Gethsemane to pray. Just like Jesus, when we're afraid or scared, we can always pray, just like he did.
Resurrection egg number 6. And it's a rope. When Jesus had finished praying in the garden, Judas came to the garden with some soldiers and officials. The chief priests and the Pharisees had sent them. They carried torches, lanterns, and weapons. They arrested Jesus and tied him up.
Resurrection egg number 7. Crown of thorns. The soldiers took off Jesus' clothes and put a purple robe on him. They twisted thorns together to make a crown and placed it on his head. Then they spat on him and hit him repeatedly on his head, and pretended to worship him as the King of the Jews.
Resurrection egg number 8 is the cross. After they had finished mocking Jesus, the soldiers took Jesus to the place called Golgotha and nailed him to the cross.
Resurrection egg number 9 is a spear. After Jesus' crucifixion, one of the soldiers pierced Jesus' side with a spear before his body was taken down from the cross.
Resurrection egg number 10 is strips of linen. A man named Joseph approached Pilate to ask for the body of Jesus. Joseph wrapped the body in spices and strips of linen, then placed it in a new tomb cut out of the rock.
Resurrection egg number 11 is stone. Joseph placed Jesus in a tomb, rolled a large stone in front of the entrance, and went away. Later, the chief priests and the Pharisees put a seal on the stone and posted some guards there.
Resurrection egg number 12. It is empty. On the third day after Jesus' crucifixion, the women brought spices to the tomb to anoint Jesus' body, but they saw that the stone in front of Jesus' tomb had been rolled away, and the body of Jesus was not there. An angel told them,
Jesus is not here. He has risen from the dead. Jesus is alive!